Hello all. Let's start with diffuse reflection. In the previous topic or the previous video, we had seen what is illumination model, then properties of illumination model, three components of illumination model, and also what is an ambient light. Okay. Now, out of the three components, that is illumination light, that is illumination lightning, diffuse reflection, and specular reflection, we have seen what is illumination light, that is the background light. Now we will come to the second component, that is the diffuse reflection. Now what is the meaning of diffuse? Diffuse means what? When a light falls on any surface, it can be absorbed by the surface while the rest will be reflected or retransmitted. Okay, it will either be absorbed or it will be reflected or retransmitted. In diffuse illumination, incoming light is not reflected in a single direction, but it is reflected in a scattered direction, that is almost all directions. So the meaning of diffuse means what? To reflect or scatter the light in a different or in all locations or in all directions. This is the meaning of diffuse. I repeat again, what do you mean by diffuse? Diffuse means what? To reflect the light in all directions or to scatter the light. Okay, the part of incoming light will be absorbed by the surface. The light which is not absorbed will be reflected randomly in all directions. See, many people get confused between diffuse reflection means the light is falling on the surface, and the light that is reflecting, it is nothing but diffuse reflection. No, that is completely wrong. The keynote or the key point to remember in this diffuse reflection is, see, a light is falling, a sun rays are falling on the surface. Okay, then when the sun rays are falling on any particular surface, the light that is getting absorbed by the ground will be absorbed, okay, and it will produce heat. But the light that is not absorbed by the ground, means the ground or the surface that is not accepting that particular light, will be reflected randomly. Randomly means it will have no any constant or what we say, a particular or a proper direction. It will be randomly in anyhow or in anyhow direction, it will be reflected to the or to brighten up the overall area. Okay, so randomly the light is reflected in all directions. This particular figure is showing us what is diffuse reflection. The light that is not getting absorbed by the surface is reflected in all directions, okay, randomly. So the ratio of light that is reflected from the surface to the total incoming light is called the coefficient of reflection or reflectivity, that is denoted as KD, capital K and small d. Okay. So what is KD? Ratio. It is a ratio of the light reflected from the surface to the total incoming light is called the coefficient of reflection or reflectivity, denoted as KD. The white surface is having its reflectivity close to 1. Hence, it reflects almost all incoming light. White color is a color that is a soothing color to our eyes. Okay, it is a peaceful color. So, any white background surface, it will reflect almost all incoming light. Means what? The light will not get absorbed. Now, a very good example over here I have to tell you is, see now, whenever you wear dark color clothes, okay, and you go in the sunlight or you just go out in daytime, when you wear dark color clothes, you feel more hot or you sweat a lot. Why? Because dark colors absorb more light, and if the more light is absorbed, then they produce heat. Similar is the thing with surfaces. How much ever the color or the surface or the background is dark, that much the heat will be or the light will be absorbed and it will produce heat. But if you wear light color clothes or if you wear white clothes, you will not feel that much hot during the daytime. Why? Because the light is not absorbed, or it is not producing that much amount of heat. Rather, it will reflect the light, it will throw back the light. This is the case with the white surfaces. Okay, if you are painting a house or if you are painting a room that is completely white in color, okay, and in daytime you can see that white or the bright room, or the what we say, white is also a bright color, I agree, but it is a soothing color. So it will produce, or it will appear to be giving more light to your room. It will brighten up or lighten up your room more, in a more higher intensity. Okay, but if you have a room that is a bit dark in color, okay, so it will not produce that much of light, rather it will absorb that light, and hence also during daytime in a room you will feel that the lightning effects are very less. So sometimes you might need to switch on your room light. So this is what it is told in this. The white surface is having its intensity or the reflectivity close to 1, and hence it reflects almost all incoming lights. Intensity reflectivity to 1 means what? It is reflecting almost all light. And if it is having reflectivity 0, or it is between 0 to 1, what it is? See, whereas the black surface absorbs all most of the incoming light, hence its reflectivity is near 0. As I told you, white surfaces is having reflectivity close to 1, dark surfaces or black surfaces having reflectivity near 0. So the value of reflectivity, that is KD, is assigned in the range of 0 to 1 depending on the nature of the surface. Okay, so 0 to 1 means whatever the KD value falls from 0 to 1 is nothing but measured the value of reflectivity. Now, intensity of the diffuse reflection at any point when surface is exposed to the ambient light is given as. How it is given as? See, intensity of the diffuse reflection. I is equals to KD into I. Now here IA is nothing but intensity of ambient light. We have seen this in the ambient light section. And KD is nothing but the coefficient of reflection, or percentage of light that is reflected by any given particular object. This means KD, also called as coefficient of reflection. So shading model calculating the intensities according to the above equation will shade all visible surfaces on an object with same intensity. Means what? Whatever equation you need to calculate, shading model, whatever shading model equations you need to calculate is calculated with the help of this above equation. Okay. So realistic shading is obtained by including the effect of point source in the shading model. Point source means what? A single light source. Now again further, in diffuse reflection, what is given? All materials have diffuse properties. Obviously, there are some or the all materials that are having the diffuse properties due to the roughness of a surface at the microscopic level. You can say that a particular surface is very smooth. It is smooth, but at somewhere at a microscopic level they are having a bit of roughness in it. Okay, so ideal diffuse reflection refers to the light that is hitting a surface and then scattering evenly in all directions due to the surface roughness. Why is this light scattering? The light gets scattered due to the roughness of the surface. If the surface is smooth, then the light will not get scattered. But due to the roughness, either it is microscopic or more level of roughness, then it is allowing your light to scatter in all directions. So this is a diagram that is just shown. See, this is an uneven and rough surface and it is scattering the light in a random manner as in how it reflects or it hits the ground or any particular object or any particular surface. In this, in diffuse reflection, the viewing position is independent, but the surface orientation is dependent. These are the points of comparison, right? Comparison, basic point of comparison between how to identify whether it is ambient light, diffuse reflection, or specular reflection. What we had seen in ambient light, in the ambient light was independent of surface and also the viewer location. Means whether let the surface be anyhow or anything, and let the viewer be present at any location, the ambient light that was incoming was independent. But the diffuse light, it is independent of the viewing position. Okay, the viewer, let the viewer or the eye or whatever it is, the person who is watching, let his location be independent, but the surface orientation is always dependent. Obviously, why you call this as a diffuse reflection? Because it is reflecting the light, or because it is scattering the light. And when the light gets scattered, when the surface is uneven, when the surface is rough, so this means what? You are sticking to a particular surface orientation. Means if the surface is rough, if the surface is uneven, then your light will get scattered, and then it is called diffuse reflection. And the viewer, let he be present at any location, he can view that particular scattered light. So diffuse reflection is always dependent on the orientation of the surface. The surface is equally bright from all the viewing or directions. Okay, as it is scattering and it is producing light in all directions, the brightness will be equal. Okay, in some regions it will not be that equal, but up to the mark we can say. So the brightness at each point is proportional to cos theta. As the brightness is produced from all directions, it is proportional to cos theta. In this below figure, this square is a particular, we can say, plane or a area or a region or a surface. N means what? N is the normal, and L is nothing but the lightened part, or we can say the reflected part. So the angle that is produced between the normal and the reflected light is called as the cos theta, or angle of we can say incidence. Now the next and the third important component is specular light. Now this is a very interesting part of light. What is specular light? Specular light is also directional. Directional means what? It is having a direction, okay, but scatters in a preferred direction only. I repeat, specular light is also directional, but the light is scattered in a preferred direction. For example, shiny materials have a high specularity, matte materials have low specularity. Now in this below figure, there are bottles. Okay, some bottles are shiny. Shiny means what? See, this brown, this purple bottle is having a shiny material. It is a light, brighten up material. Okay, so it will have a high specularity. Means what? The light that is reflected will be high, and the case is exactly opposite. If the material is matte finish material, then it will have low specularity. A very good day-to-day life example for knowing this point more properly is, suppose you have a bike. Okay, your bike is having a shiny nice black color. Okay, when the that means what? That material is shiny material. When the light is falling on that particular shiny material, it is having a high intensity. Means the light will reflected with a high specular intensity. But if you are having a bike that is having a black color, but that black color is matte finish, means it is not that much shiny, it is having a matte finish, then the light that is reflected will have a low specularity. Now what does exactly specularity mean? See, shiny and glossy surfaces like metal and plastic with high intensity. Specular reflection deals with what? Shiny and glossy surfaces. Okay. Reflectance intensity changes with the reflected angle. Reflectance intensity means what? This angle. See. this angle. The reflectance intensity, the direction of this angle or the measurement of this angle will change with the reflectance intensity, how intensely the light is reflecting. Suppose this is the incoming light and this surface is too shiny, then it will be reflected immediately at this position, then the cos theta angle is changed. If the surface is matte finish, then this is the incoming light, my direction is actually wrong over here, this should be in a downward direction. Okay, please make a note over here, this arrowhead should be in a downward manner. If this is the incoming light and the area of the surface is matte finish, then that light will be not reflected with that much of intensity, it will make a intensity somewhere over here. So this angle of cos theta will be between this normal to this position. Okay, so this is what it is told in the second point. Reflectance intensity changes with reflected angle. See now here, uh, L, N is normal, okay, R is reflected and L is the light that is reflected. It is also called as Lambert. L is also called as Lambert. So first figure is the ideal specular reflection and the second part is non-ideal specular reflection, and this is theta is nothing but angle of intensity or the reflected angle. Okay, for an ideal specular surface, ideal specular surface means the best example is mirror. The light is reflected in only one direction, that is R. This is the incoming light, okay, and R is nothing but the reflected light. See, mirror produces a very high intensity or specularity of reflection because that light is unbearable to the naked eye also. Whenever any light rays fall on a mirror, the light is reflected or bounced back immediately and in only one direction. It is not scattered in many directions because the surface is shiny and glossy. However, most objects are not ideal. The ideal mirror, that is glossy objects, and they reflect in the immediate vicinity of R. Okay, immediate vicinity of R. See, in non-ideal specular surface, this is V. This is angle of reflection is denoted as phi. Okay. Specular reflection is a type of reflection which occurs at the surface of a mirror. Okay, it occurs at the surface of a mirror. So many metals, glasses and plastics have a specular reflection which is independent of the color. Okay, now if the mirror is give any color, let the mirror be of any color, let the plastic be of any color, or let the glass bottle be of any color, it is actually independent of the color. Means what? Specular reflection does not matter regardless of the color. So in specular reflection, light comes in, okay, light comes in, strikes the surface and then bounces back. The angle which the reflected beam makes with the surface normal is called the angle of reflection. It is same in magnitude as that of angle of incidence. Angle of the normal light that falls on the surface, and it is called as the angle of reflection. Okay, and similarly it is same in the magnitude as that of angle of incidence. It is given over here. See, this is a object, this standing object. See this standing thing is a, just consider this as an object. This is a light source, this candle or this lamp, whatever you called it, it is a light source. This viewing point V is nothing but a viewing point. Okay, now as soon as you strike over here, see, the description is given. I will read one point at a time, just go through the figure. In the given figure, the vector L, okay, points in the direction of the light source. This is the direction of the light source. Means what? The light source is present in this direction. N is the normal, surface normal. This is the surface normal. The vector R points in the direction of reflected light. R is nothing but the reflected light. L is always pointing the light source, N is the surface normal, R is nothing but the reflected light, and V indicates the unit vector pointing to the viewer from the surface position. This means what? From this given surface, the viewer is present at this angle. The meaning of V means what? From this given surface, the viewer is present at this particular angle. So, angle phi is the viewing angle relative to the specular reflection. Uh, Specular reflection direction R. I repeat, angle phi is the viewing angle that is relative to the specular reflection direction R. Okay. For an ideal reflection, the angle phi should be 0. Why it is told so that, see, any, let it be any reflection angle. Okay, ideal means what? A good example. Ideal means what? A proper reflection. If you want a proper or an ideal reflection, then the angle phi should be 0. If it is ranging from 0 to 1, means if it leaves the value 0, and if it is 0 0.1, 0 0.2, 0 0.3, means what? It is not exactly ideal, but it is approximate to ideal. Okay, in this situation we could see only the reflected light when the vector V and R coincides. Okay, now, a shiny surface with the reflected almost all the incoming light precisely in the direction of the reflection vector. Shiny surfaces will reflect almost all incoming lights. So it is having a narrow reflection range, whereas a rough surface has wider reflection range as shown in the given figure. Why it is said so? See, this is the light source, this is the normal, and this is reflection. As soon as the light hits the surface normal, the reflection is taking place immediately because the surface is shiny. Okay, and if the surface, come to figure number B, if the surface is rough, the light will fall, the surface normal will be incidented or activated, and the light will be reflected. So you can see this difference. See, in the reflection, this R part, the light that is reflected is a bit narrow. See, this is a narrow, and in the rough part, the light that is reflected is a bit wider. That is, it is having a much more, that is, it is taking a much more time. Okay, specular reflection models must produce the highest intensity in the direction of R, with intensity decreasing rapidly as the viewing angle phi increases. This means what? There is a specular model. Okay, it must produce the high intensity regarding which direction? In the direction of reflection, that is R. And if it is producing high intensity in the direction of R, this means what? When it will produce high intensity, when there is a decrease, that is a decreasing, that is, intensity is decreasing with the viewing angle. Means what? The viewing angle position should be in a decreasing manner. Okay, as the viewing angle 5 increases. Okay, now next is the Phong model. In this Phong model, this Phong is a person. Okay, he is a scientist. He has done some inventions. What are those inventions, or what are those new things that he has brought to our consideration or to our notice? We will see it. Phong Bu Tiong developed a popular illumination model. This person, particularly, he developed a illumination model for non-perfect reflectors. The objects that are not a perfect reflectors, this Phong developed a illumination model, hence it is called as a Phong model. Okay, it assumes that maximum specular reflection occurs when phi is 0 and falls off sharply as phi increases. When phi is 0, the reflection, specular reflection, is maximum. Okay, means white color have maximum reflection. And when does this fall sharply? When does the value, and when does this specular reflection fall sharply? When the phi increases, means if it is 0, reflection is more, and if the phi value increases, that if it is 1, then the reflection decreases. Okay, this rapid fall off is approximately by cos of phi to the power n. When cos of phi to the power n, why it is told, we'll see, where n is the specular reflection parameter. I repeat again, n is nothing but a specular reflection parameter determined by the type of surface. Whatever is the type of surface, depending on that type of surface, the value of n is determined. The value of n typically varies from 1 to the several hundred depending on the surface material. Why it is saying from 1 to several hundred? Because there are n number of surface materials that are available to us, whether it be grainy, shiny, glossy, clayey, etc. There are different n number of surface materials available, so we cannot predominantly determine or define that this particular surface is reflected or this particular surface is having maximum intensity. We cannot specifically mention it. So the larger values, say 100 or more of n, are used for very shiny surfaces. The larger the value, it is used for shiny surfaces, and smaller values are used for dull surfaces. Smaller means what? Values that are 100 or more are perfectly used for shiny or very metallic surfaces, and the surfaces that are dull excuse me, and the surfaces that are dull means what? Having light, they're not so much glossy and they're not so much shiny. They are having the smaller values ranging near about towards 1, for a perfect reflector, n is infinite. If you want a perfect reflection, the value of n should be, or the value of n is infinite. That means we cannot exactly determine the exact value of n. For rough surface such as chalk, n would be near to 1. Chalk is a rough surface, right? But if you light this chalk means what? Take a chalk in your hand, and if you switch on a torch or the battery of your mobile or a torch if you have, and you produce light on that torch, keep your torch in front of that chalk and switch on your battery. Is your chalk going to reflect the light with that intensity? If you place the torch in front of the mirror, see what are the two different effects. When you place the torch in front of the mirror, the reflection that is occurred is very high or it is very intense. That means it is 200 or more. But the intensity of the chalk, that means the reflection light that is produced by the chalk, it is near to 1 because it is not that highly intense. I hope you have understood this now. What is exactly happening in this Phong model? Then see over here, following figure shows the effect of n on the angular range of specular reflection. What is now the meaning of angular range? We have seen cos theta, angle of incidence in the diffuse and specular reflection. Same is the thing over here. This is a shiny surface to the right, sorry, to the left having large n, and to the right side we have a dull surface having small n. Okay. Now this L is the light source, N is the surface normal, and R is the reflection. See this in this to the right side and left side, R, the dull surface is having a larger R, that is larger reflection than in the shiny surface. Okay. The amount of incident light specularly reflected depends on the angle of incidence, that is theta. Okay. Angle of incidence is theta. So material properties of the surface that are polarized and colored of the incident light. I repeat again, amount of incident light specularly reflected depends on the reflected light depends on which parameters? Angle of incidence. This is nothing but angle of incidence. The angle between N and L. N and L is nothing but angle of incidence. Material properties of the surface, whether the material is rough, shiny, glossy, etc. Polarization and color of the incident light. What is the color? Polarization means what? From which direction the light is coming. Okay. Now the model is approximated for Monochromatic specular intensity variations. Monochromatic specular intensity variations. This means what? For what it is being used? For a specular reflection coefficient, that is W of theta. W of theta for such surface. W of theta for such surface. Now in the figure I will tell you what it is. We can write the equation for Phong specular reflection model as I spec means what? I specularity equals to W of theta. W of theta is what? Specular reflection coefficient. W is nothing but specular reflection coefficient. I, this is capital I and small I, and cos of phi to the power of n. Cos of phi to the power of n. Now where where I see, where I is the intensity of the light source, I is nothing but intensity of light source, W of theta is nothing but the coefficient of specular reflection, and phi is the angle between the viewing vector and the specular reflection, viewing vector and specular reflection vector r. See, this is viewing and specular vector reflection r. Between this, somewhere over here there is viewing reflection, and this is r. So the angle between r and viewing is nothing but your phi. Okay, so in figure number 1 we'll see 0 to 1 and 0 degrees to 90 degrees. This is nothing but the cos theta. Then when you come to 0 to 1 and 0 to 90 degrees, when the light starts reflecting and it takes a downfall, that is having a variation, that is cos phi to the power of 2. Again, see how intensely it is moving. See the waveform of the waveform of the graph is changing. Why this graph is changing? Because it is showing the reflection. Then the power of n changes. Power of n changes means what? If the surface is shiny, the value of n will be large. Shiny surfaces will be reflected immediately. If the power of n changes means what? The shiny surfaces are having n power, that is larger power, and the rough or the dull surfaces are having the power of n, that is small. Okay, so this is a dull surface, so power is very low. In figure number 2, the surface is a bit shiny, so the power is increasing. In figure number 3, the surface is more shiny or more glassy or more metallic. So from 2 the degree is changing to, or the power is changing to 8, that is cos phi to the power of 8. And in the fourth figure, we can say that the power is or power of n is increasing drastically because the surface is too much shiny or glossy. So it is cos 5 to the power of 64. Okay, I hope this figure is clear to you all. Power of n changes depending on the surface. Larger n value if the surface is shiny, smaller n value if the surface is dull or rough. Okay, so in short, what is Phong model? Phong model is nothing but a illumination model based on the modeling surface reflection as a combination of the following components. That is emission. Emission means what? It is used to model the objects that glow. Ambient reflection, a simple way to model the indirect reflection. Diffuse reflection, the illumination produced by the dull smooth surfaces. And specular reflection, the bright spots appearing on the smooth and the shiny surface. I'm going to show you a diagram of this ambient, diffuse and reflection in one single figure. Then you will understand it more clearly. Okay, then next part is the combined, that is combination of diffuse and specular reflection. What is the combined diffuse and specular reflection with the multiple light source? We'll see. This is just a equation, that is nothing too much in detail to see in this part, so I will just read out the equation what it is, as it is the combination. Okay, for a single point light source we can model the single point light source. Okay, we can model the diffuse and specular reflections from a point on an illustrated surface that are given as I equals to, I is nothing but the intensity, I diff, that is I diffuse reflection, plus I, that is specular reflection, will be given as I diffuse is nothing but Ka into Ia, plus I spec is nothing but Kd into I IL. Okay, and this is n dot L. N dot L means what? Surface normal and surface light. See, I will tell this is of specular. Just a minute, I will just show you specular reflection. See, this is the nothing but N, and this is nothing but L. So I specular is equals to Kd into IL in bracket N into L. N into L will give you reflection. Okay, so this is the thing that is given in this combined model over here. See, this is nothing but N into L, surface normal into the light, plus Ks into I L. Ks means what? Coefficient of specularity. Ks is nothing but coefficient of specularity, and IL is nothing but the intensity of light that is related to specularity. Okay. N dot H is nothing but N dot H raised to Ns. This is nothing but related to multiple light sources. We are talking with respect to multiple light sources. This is just a equation that you have to go through. No need to worry regarding this equation. You can just mug up, or you can just keep in mind this equation as it is. There is no such point to remember for, but just if it is asked to write the equation of combined and diffuse specular reflection with multiple point source, just write these 2 points. I equals to I diff plus I spec. I equals to Ka into Ia plus Kd into IL in bracket N dot L plus Ks into IL in bracket N dot H bracket complete raised to Ns. Ns is nothing but the power of N that we had studied in the previous Phong model. Then combine diffuse and specular reflection with multiple light source for a single point and multi-point. Okay. Again, I diff plus I spec. Same is the thing that is carried over here. N dot L plus Ks Is N dot H raised to Ns. This is for single source Ns. Ns is giving for single source, and for multiple source, what is there? The particular summation is to be done. Now summation is done in which part? See, I is equals to I ambient diffusion plus summation n to n and I equals to 1 in square brackets IL comma diff plus I to the suffix I comma spec. This is a bit complicated equation. Don't worry about this equation. This is just for your understanding. Then when you further solve this equation, now how IDEF is represented, or I ambient diffusion is represented? Ka into Ia plus summation of n I equals to 1 L of I in square bracket Kd. Then n diff is given as, how is n diff given? N dot L of I bracket close plus Ks in bracket n dot H of I bracket close raised to n of S square bracket close. This is a equation that is regarding to the multiple light source, and the above is the equation that is regarding to the single light source. Then this is a figure that I wanted to show you in order to what we say, differentiate between specular reflection and diffuse reflection. Okay, now see, specular and diffuse reflection figure. Come to the left figure. Specular reflection means what? This is a surface, the light is incoming and that is reflecting in the same manner, because the surface is smooth. It is a proper surface having very less roughness. But if you come to the right side figure, it is called as the diffuse reflection, because see, the surface is very rough, uneven, and it is having no uniformity. So the incoming light is, this is the incoming light, this rainbow light, you can see this is the incoming light, and it is scattered in all directions in a random manner. Okay, this is specular and this is diffuse. Specular will come in one direction and it will go in the incoming direction. It will be reflected in that particular direction because it is surface independent. Okay, sorry, surface dependent. And come to this, see this ball, this is a shiny ball. Okay, now what do you mean by specular light? Specular light means what? That part of the metal ball that is shining or that is glowing very much. So there is a point on that ball, that is, or that particular round object, that is having high intensity of shininess. Okay, so that is nothing but specular reflection. You can try this at home also. Take a shiny metal, you can take your utensil also, you can take a bowl, that is steel bowl, and let the light fall on it. There is a white dot. White dot means not exactly white dot, but the color we can say white. There is a point or a dot on that particular surface that is glowing very much, so that is nothing but specular. Then diffuse means what? This part is diffuse because this is not a rough surface, but the light is getting scattered in the direction. And ambient means what? This background light. This background light is nothing but the ambient light. Now next is the Vaughan model. Vaughan model is a model that provides a method for simulating studio lighting effects by controlling the light intensity in different direction. The best example of the Vaughan model is your studio lights. When you go in a photo studio, you can see there is different lightning effects depending on the photo that you want to click. If you want to click the photo in a dark effect, if you want to click the photo in a shaded effect, that then the photographer will adjust the lights regardless the demand of the user. Okay, so intensity in different directions is controlled by selecting the values for the Phong exponent. Okay, intensity of the light is, or the intensity in the different direction is controlled by selecting the value. How these values are selected, we have studied in the Phong model. Okay, then in addition, light controls such as barn doors, spot lighting used by the studio photographers can be simulated in the Vaughan model. BARN. Barn doors is nothing but a concept of door that is a sliding. Okay. Any sliding door is called as a barn door. You can also Google it. Barn door is nothing but a sliding, the door that you can slide in and out is called as the barn door. Okay. So Vaughan model is implemented in PHIGS, Fix Plus. Now what is this Fix Plus? Fix is the Programmer's Hierarchical Interactive Graphics System. PHIGS is the full form for Programmer's Hierarchical Interactive Graphics System. It is a draft standard for computer graphics programming. This Fix Plus is related to your computer graphics programming. Specially, it is designed for graphics programming. Okay. Fix is useful for applications that manipulate the complex displays of 2D or the 3D data in a highly interactive environment. 2D and 3D data in a highly interactive environment means what? Your 2D and 3D effects that you are representing to show in a movie. Okay. And this is a example. Now this example is not much clear, but a Vaughan model. A Vaughan model means what? This is a car. Okay. Then studio lighting effects produced with the Vaughan model using 5 light sources to illuminate a Chevrolet Camaro, courtesy of the it is actually an image taken from a particular book. So there is a studio. This car is Chevrolet Camaro is is a car that is kept in a studio, and the lightning effects are given to this car. So particular part of the car is highlighted, particular it is not. So these are the effects that is given to this particular object. Okay, I hope you have understood this illumination models. Thank you.